Good evening, everyone. Good evening. My name is Paul Capozio, and this is our replacement of our Tuesday night training call because we have a big treat tonight. We're going to have a special guest. But before we do bring him on, I want to get rid of a few housekeeping items. So the first thing is I want to make sure that everyone is oh, somebody just told me that the Facebook Live went dead. So let's see if we can redo that live on Facebook. Just give me a second. Apologize. Next. Just give me 1 second. Thank you, Linda. My wife diligently watching. So let's see. I noticed there was a delay when I was doing that. Okay, we're just going to go for it. So, good evening, everyone. Again, this is our Tuesday night training call. I am Diamond Ambassador Paul Capozio, and we're here to share with you some tips, tricks, and the ability for you to grow your business. And tonight we have a special guest coming on, but a few housekeeping items. I want to make sure that you guys know that we've launched a new software, and in our back office in that software, there's a progress schedule, and we know that there's a lot of changes and modifications that are going on to the software. And if you go into your business section and go into direct scale updates, they will tell you exactly what and where new things are happening, so you could really keep up with the progress. And I tell you, I mean, this is going to be reversed in the camera, but there's a ton of stuff going on there, guys. So I want to make sure that you're all aware of all the new things that are happening. I don't want to take up too much time myself, so I'm going to bring on a special guest. Now, this guy is probably one of the most prolific authors I've ever read. I have literally robbed this guy blind on numerous occasions, because if you've heard some of my training, you really heard Tom's training. He does, if you've heard me talk about things like, people who say they're just looking, this is who this guy is. What I love about him so much is that he's a true nuts and bolts guy, meaning meat and potatoes. Everybody asks, how do I really build the business, right? How do I really do it? You all see the top producers and the people making a lot of money and all other diamond ambassadors and people like that, but how is it really done? What's really odd, Tom, before I bring you on, is that what's odd is you really don't know me, but it's that worship from afar that I feel I know you. I've been on calls and lives that you've done and watched you on YouTube a million times. So, guys, this guy is literally uber qualified to be able to share with you really the nuts and bolts of this business. And he's honestly a nice guy. And now, that being said, I want to bring on, he's known as Big Al, Tom Schreiter. Tom, are you with us?
Yes, I am. And I'll do the best. It's a slightly noisy environment, but if you have a pencil and paper, grab it ready, because let's try the first problem, and that is everybody tells us what to do. Sponsor people, close them, invite people to meetings, set appointments, but they never tell us the how. They never tell us how to do it, which is the most important thing, because you say, well, I'm supposed to close people, but they say, well, just ask them. Well, how do you ask people? Do you want to do it or not? Or you want to buy or not? And well, you say, well, would you please buy? My baby needs shoes or something like that. It's going to be pretty ugly. Or any 3-year-old can see it's a good opportunity. You have a problem with that, or what's it going to take to put you into this automobile today? All these terrible things. So here's an easy one to get started with. Write down these words. This, THIS, either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? And that's pretty easy. For every new person, they go out, they say, I'm afraid to talk to people because what am I going to say at the end? How am I going to close these people? And you just say, well, at the end, say this either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? So this, THIS, you will substitute with one of your coolest, best benefits. So let's try it this way. So getting thin right away either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? And that takes away I need to think it over, because I need to think it over means I don't want to do it right now, which is obvious. It's just a nice way of saying, oh, I'd like to tell you no, but I don't want to hurt your feelings, and I got to see you tomorrow, so I got to think it over. It's just a nice way of saying no. So at least people are being polite to us, but we wanted to make a choice. So having an extra income either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? Or they see your presentation at the end and say, well, I don't know, this is kind of hard for me to get my head around, or something like that. So you say, well, commuting to work every day down I-95 for an hour each way either works for you or not, and this could replace it. Or working out of your home either works for you or not. So you can use this, and nobody gets hurt. Nobody gets upset. No, the different people that are involved say, well, you were polite to me. You didn't try to force me into something. So how cool is that? So just write down this and substitute the best benefit you have either works for you or not. So you might say, being your own boss either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? And most people are going to say, yeah, being my own boss. Or never showing up for work again either works for you or not. Yeah, that really works. Or having a extra income every month either works for you or not. So what do you want to do? And all of a sudden it clicks on, it's my life, it's my choice. And what's nice about this is we respect people, and they say, wait a minute, you don't have an agenda. You're not here pushing. You don't care either way. You want what's best for me. And when we want what's best for them, they're going to take it. So here's the secret of this. All we do is offer something to people. And when we offer something to people, they can choose if it's going to serve them or not. People ain't dumb. So they can figure out if it's going to work for them or not at this time in their life. So all you and I have to do, because they're pre-sold, is offer them something, and they can say, well, it's either going to make my life better or not. The downside comes from when we offer it with an agenda, and that turns them off, and they say, wait a minute, this sounds really good, but you're trying to sell me something. You're going to try to make money off me. There must be something else. What's going on? And all of a sudden, it goes downhill. So all you have to do is on the inside of your wrist, write, this either works for you or not. And when it comes time to close, you can't think of what to say. Just slap your forehead and just read, and it's over. Fear gone. People say, well, that was pretty easy. But the reality is the close actually happened in the beginning, because people make up their minds right away. And I'll just give you an example. I say, do you want to go with a cup of coffee with me or not? You're probably not going to say, well, what kind of coffee? Where was it grown? Tell me about the company's mission. Do they have an audio? Do they have a video? Do they have any testimony? No. We have already made up our mind that, we like having coffee with somebody. So the reality is when you and I talk to people, they make up their mind to join our business or use our product like that in the first few seconds, because the human mind is designed to make quick and instant decisions, and it's based upon no information. It's based upon what's happened to us in the past. So I will give you an example how quick we make decisions. I'm going to give you two words that before I go to word number 3, I've already made a decision, and the two words are Donald Trump. And we already make up our mind, good or bad, or however we feel about it, before we get to word number 3. And that's how our prospects are with us. So when we talk to them, they're not really making a decision to join our business or use our product. They're making a decision to change. They're making a decision to say, do I want to stay where I am, or do I want to try business? I want to try business, I might as well try it with you because you're right there. Or do I want to have the benefits of this, of a product like this or not? And if I don't, well, okay, it's over. So instead of trying to close people at the end, we want to close them at the beginning and find out if they want to change. If they want to change, they'll go with us. Don't worry about it, which means this eliminates the need for all that information and video and flip chart and company history and research. It eliminates it all, because the only decision they want to make is if they want to change or not. So let's give this a try. So if you have the pencil and paper ready, the first question we're going to ask them is, do you have a particular problem? And they're going to say, yeah, I have a particular problem. How do we know this problem? Because we have been listening to them. When people talk, they complain. So they're going to complain about no time in their life, no time with their children, no money, community to work, better health. They complain. So the first words we're going to say is, do you have this problem? Some magic happens because all of a sudden they say, you are talking about me, the most interesting person in the world. Yes. And you're talking about my problems, which are 10 times more interesting than whatever stuff you have to offer. So question number one, do you have this problem? And you pretty much know what it is. So here's how it sounds. You might say, so you have no energy, huh? Or you find it hard to lose weight, huh? Or you find that the dream-sucking vampire boss is taking little bits of your brain out every day, turning you into a human zombie, huh? Or. So we just, or if you're from Canada, you would say A. So you're going to say, do you have this problem? And that will probably have them saying, yes, and I like you, and you're the most interesting person in the world. I just can't wait for your next words. I'm like the puppy dog waiting for a treat. And all we did was talk about them and their problems. Now, the second question, we're going to have to close them. And it's very easy. The second question is, do you want to fix that problem? And if they want to fix that problem, guess what? We're done. So I'll show you how it sounds. We talked to somebody about an opportunity. And we're thinking, all right, so, I got this opportunity. They said, well, I kind of hate going to work and all. And you say, so you hate community work, right? Yeah. So would it be okay if you could work out of your home instead? And they say, yeah. And at that moment, that's when they've made the decision for us to get started talking to them about the business. They've already made a decision to join. They say, yeah, I want my own business. I want to work out of my home. Now it's just details, which means they are on our side of the table. And when we talk to them, they're looking for reasons why. So what I would encourage everyone here to do is take your current sales presentation, scratch out the name sales presentation, and replace it with the words, the first training session, after they have made a yes decision they want to change. So let me give you some more examples of this pairing of words. And it might go something like this. So you find it hard to lose weight? And they say, yeah, and I'm big boned, and I'm allergic to exercise. I break out in the sweat. It's just so hard. And you say, well, would it be okay if there's a way to lose weight a lot faster? Yes or no? If the answer is yes, it's easy. We have the sale. If the answer is no, then we change the subject and just talk about something else, just like people do in normal conversation. So it's yes or no, and it's all over in about 10 seconds. So let's say you're at work tomorrow, and you say to somebody, do you hate this job as much as I do? And they say, oh, I hate it worse than you do. Well, would it be okay if we had a cup of coffee with Paul, and he can give us an escape plan? And they're going to say, yeah, that would be excellent if Paul could give us when can we talk to him? Or you find this job pretty limiting and don't want to work it the rest of your life? Yeah, that's a big problem. Well, would it be okay if you went to a meeting with me tonight and we could look at one more option? And they go, absolutely. And it's just that quick the decisions are made. I'll carry you through a simplified structured process so you can see how easy it is. So you're talking to me and you say, so what's new, Big Al? I says, well, I love donuts, but apparently they make you fat because that's the only reason I'm, so overweight. And you say, so you find losing weight difficult? I say, oh, it's hard to lose weight. You say, would it be okay if you lose weight quickly with a brand new product? And I says, well, yeah. And then you'd say these words, let's fix that now. And when you said, let's fix that now, I go, well, what do you mean? He said, well, let's get online and order the new product. It's going to be great for you. So we get online, blah, blah, blah. And it says, well, that's a lot of money. Well, you wanted to lose weight, right? Yeah. Oh, okay. And so you make up my order. And then you turn to me and say, Big Al, you look like a busy person. I said, yeah, I'm really busy. And you probably don't want to call up the office every month and give them your postal code and address for shipping and stuff like that. So let's just set it up on auto ship where it comes to your house every month. And I said, well, I don't know. I don't want to be in any contract or anything. And you say, no. They'll come to your house every month because it's more convenient for busy people like you. And whenever you want to stop, you just pick up the phone and call them and say, stop sending me the product. I want to go back to being fat. Okay. And that's the process. Everything else is details. So what we want to do is get to the core, which is if you have a problem, it's pretty interesting. If we can help you fix it, you either want us to help you fix it or not. If you want to fix it, let's do it now. It's going to be on auto ship. That was pretty easy. It's a very simple process how humans make up their minds. People don't spend time on information. They spend time on deciding if it's interesting to them or not. So we have the little structure there, and I want you to think of all the cool things you could say to people, such as, ever feel like firing the boss? Yeah. Would it be okay if I showed you how? Or you could say, does this job interfere with your week? And you say, yeah, it sure does. 4 or 5 times a week they make me show up. Would it be okay if you could set up your own hours? And they go, oh, that would be great. So just that quick, it's over. But this is all brand new. And you're probably thinking, yeah, but I just like showing the stuff. I need some more closes at the end. And how do I do this? So let me give you another close at the end to show you that closing at the end, even if you decide to go through all the drama of the presentation, it still can be done. So if you have a pencil and paper, here it is. This one is 9 words. And you say these 9 words, and it opens up their mind. It gives them choices. They feel good. They feel that we have their best interests at heart. They make an instant choice. There's no, I need to think it over. Everything is totally done in these 9 words, and here they are. The 9 words are, so what is going to be easier for you? So what is going to be easier for you? I'll let you write them down, and we'll do some examples. So what is going to be easier for you? So you showed them a demo or talked about the product, and at the end they say, oh, I don't know. This is really a hard decision. I say, all right. So what is going to be easier for you? And they go, whoa. You want what's easier for me. You have my best interest at heart. That's going to be awesome. And I get to choose, and you don't have an agenda. You're not trying to push me so I can relax and look at the offer. And, well, if I pick what's easier for me, that means no more I think it over. I already made a choice, and I'm already programmed to do what's easier for me. So, of course, I'll do what's easier. So after that, those 9 words, so what's going to be easier for you, we will give them 2 choices. Choice number 1, keep your life the same. Because when we go to their home, they don't have to buy. They don't have to join us. They can keep their life the same. That's a choice. Their life is miserable. They can keep the miserable life. If their life is just kind of boring, they can keep their boring life. It's okay. It's okay. Choice number 1 is keep your life the same. Choice number 2 is what we offer. Now, what we offer is going to be a whole lot better than probably their life. So most people are going to take what we offer because they're pretty intelligent. So here is how it would sound in real life. So what's going to be easier for you to continue starving yourself, eating funny foods, exercising and watching the weight just keep coming back, or to try our new product and watch the pounds melt off and feel good about yourself? They make a choice. No more need to think it over. Or, so what's going to be easier for you to continue going to work and work hard on your boss's dream house so he can retire rich, or to maybe join our business and start working on your own dream? Or, so what's going to be easier for you to, well, let's make it easier. We just switch it. So what's going to be easier for you to join our business now? So maybe next year you can be home with your children, or to stay at your job and continue warehousing the babies in daycare and just visit them every, an hour every night when you get home. Wow. Yeah. Or, so what's going to be easier for you to do something now? So maybe your future will be a lot easier and maybe the paycheck will go farther, or to continue trying to get by paycheck after paycheck. And I say, yeah, I should do this. So the choices we give them, well, I wouldn't say we're biased, but our choices are always going to be a whole lot better than what they have in their life. So I say, hey, you just make the choice. I'll give you the choices. You make the choice. And if somebody just had a fight with their spouse or their mother dropped them on their head or something happened right before we met them, we don't know. But most people are smart. They have common sense and they will choose what is best for them. So all you have to say is, so what is going to be easier for you? So we have 4 minutes. I'll give you one way to meet people really quick. And if you can meet people really quick, you'll have a ton of people to talk to. So let me give you a URL here before I give you the strategy. There's something called magic words. There's 25 skills in network marketing. Skill number 11 is magic words. Magic words are things we say that trigger programs in the mind where they cooperate and they say, hey, this will kind of work for me. So if you'd like to learn magic words, I posted an audio, 2 audios up with them. They're free. Go to bigalbooks.com. BIGALBOOKS. And if you go to bigalbooks.com, you'll see something that says free, and that's well within everybody's budget. Download free. Listen to those audios on some magic words to kind of get an idea of, oh, if I started saying better words, things will happen. So I'm going to give you the words. We don't have time for the background, but I'll give you the words, and you say, once I know this, I can start learning tons of magic words to get people to cooperate. So here are the words to start when you meet somebody, especially a stranger. You can start and have an instant conversation where you'll melt their heart by saying, I am just curious. If you say, I'm just curious, there's a program in their mind that says, open up my heart, tell you anything you want, even your deepest, darkest secrets, and help you any way possible. That's a program. And then we're going to say, could you do me a favor? All right. So if you say to a stranger, I'm just curious, could you do me a favor? About 10 out of 10 will say yes. Now they're secretly thinking, please don't ask me for money. But they say, I'll try to help you any way possible. So I'm just curious, could you do me a favor? And then you can say these words. I am looking for people who have this problem, who want to fix it. Do you know anybody like that? So let me show you how this works really quick. So you're in the grocery store, and people always ask me, how do you talk to the person behind the grocery store cart? I guess they think I'm fat or something. So I said, you might start with the word hi. And when you say hi, most people take over the conversation and start telling you their problems and how hard life is. And usually one of these problems we can solve with our business. So somewhere along the line, in the conversation, we might say, I'm just curious, could you do me a favor? I'm looking for people who find things so expensive now who would like to have a second paycheck in their life. Do you know anybody like that? Just like that, they can either give us a referral, or maybe they don't know anybody, or they can volunteer themselves. And if they volunteer themselves, we know the 2 sentences to say is, do you have this problem? Do you want to fix it? And just like that, we're pretty much done. And the reason we have to know this is most people here on this call, you might be just one person away from changing your life forever. And this is why you have to stay in network marketing. You can't quit, because if you quit, you miss this opportunity. But maybe 6 months from now, you meet this one person, and it's Paul. And Paul's going to become a double diamond ambassador and make you a fortune, but you weren't in the business. That's terrible. But here's the worst tragedy. You meet Paul and don't know what to say. You don't know these 2 questions. So what we want to do is get these 2 questions in order. So when we meet somebody that's really awesome, we can say, do you have this problem? Do you want to fix it? So with that, I got to wrap up and do a workshop here starting in a minute or 2. But I'd like to encourage everyone here, stop by bigalbooks.com, download the free audios. There's a free book there too and some other stuff. Just download it. It's all free. And if you're too lazy to go there, you're going to be too lazy to use it, so don't worry about that. But if you enjoy listening and reading and learning cool stuff to say to make our job easier, you're going to like it, and you'll like it free. So, Paul, let me turn it back to you, and thanks for inviting me on the call.
Hey, Tom, thank you so much. That was great. I really appreciate it. What I want to try to really express to everyone is just think about what we just did in about 15 minutes or so, and then what you can get from Al. What is it? One of your typical seminars lasts about how long? Because I know you have stuff you're in Texas now.
Yeah,
is that where you are?
Seminar, yeah. We do a 3-hour workshop from 7 to 10, so we can cover a lot in 3 hours. So people really get up to speed. So we like doing it live because it's a lot easier learning live because you get to practice instead of reading it or listening to it. So it's always easier live.
Sure, and you're so giving with everything. So I'm just curious. Can you do me a favor and tell me what's going to be easier for you to tell me about a typical event, or to tell me about what's the first book someone should get out of Big Al Books?
Well, if you went to bigalbooks.com, there's a book there called Fast Start Guide for Network Marketers. And out of the 35 books I've written, that's by far the most popular because people say I can take a shy nerd for a $5 cup of fancy coffee and a $5 ebook or $10 of his paperback. In 1 hour, they can walk away and be productive and never fear talking to people again. Because us nerds, we fear talking to people, but once we learn the tricks to it, it's a piece of cake. It's just a matter of skill. It's not a matter of courage, because I'm still working on the courage part.
Well, that's great. And I love that you did magic words, because I love magic words. There's so many of them. You only got into a couple, and that really helps people a lot. So I want to just mention you're going to be in Dallas and Houston and Austin over the next couple of days. You're going to be in Minnesota near the Mall of America. And if anybody's listening is near Minnesota and you know the Mall of America, which is, it's like an amusement park. And Massachusetts, I know the Natick event, I'm going to have some people there. So please make sure you go up and tell Big Al you said hi, that you were on Paul's call and you're on the New Your Life team. There's going to be other people there. It's a great place to network too at his events, to network with other network marketers. And then you're going to be in New York up at Syracuse, and then Ohio, and then from Ohio you're in Indiana, and then Ohio again. You must have a thing for Ohio. And Maryland, and then I'm going to be attending the event in June, on June 28th. It's going to be at the Holiday Inn Express near Mount Laurel, in Mount Laurel, New Jersey. And I'm going to attend that event too, so we'll get to have a cup of coffee, and I'll get to pick your brain and get a little bit more free information from you. Big Al, thank you so much for sharing. I really appreciate it. I think people walked away with a lot, and I want to just close with this. The name of this event was called Don't Open with Your Encore. And what Al was so, it was just perfection. The way he said, just don't vomit all over people. What you need to do is you need to just give them those little pieces. What do we do when we wait for an encore? It's the big event at the end. We don't need to do that when we're opening up. Don't open up with your encore. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. This will be recorded too, and you get to check it out. And have a great night. Make sure you check out bigalbooks.com.